Hey guys, welcome back to yet another episode of Tom's Fishing Adventures. Today I'm out here, it's around 6:30, the sun is high in the sky, and that means one thing, carp on surface. So I've whipped out the fly rod, and this afternoon's task is to hopefully get a carp on fly. But anyway, stay tuned. Alright, I've got quite a few different flies here today. I'm thinking of trying this little dry fly here. And that little fly there represents a little nymph or a bug on the surface absolutely perfectly. So I'll tie that on and whip it out there. Alright, just tie this little fly on here. Through the hole, wet the knot. Slow pull. Pull that nice and tight. Work it down, there we are. Now get my trusty scissors here. I'll just cut that little tag end closest to the knot as possible. And there we have it, hopefully that should slay some surface carp. Can't seem to see any at the moment. When I got here I saw an absolute school, huge school of just carp slowly patrolling this area. Yes, there's one. Okay, I've seen one. Alright, I'm just going to go for a bit of a walk up along this little stretch of the river here. Just going to slowly approach it because they really spooky, these fish here, the narrow streams. Oh yes, there's one right there. Okay, there's one right there. Come on. Oh, he's rising to it. That's on the money, come on. Come on, buddy. They don't want to eat, do they? They're just in that mood, I think. Well, as you may or may not have seen, I actually had quite a few carp sitting right in front of me on the surface. I chucked this little dry fly at them and they just didn't want a bar of it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to change over to a little sinking fly, something like that there. And I'm hoping that that should entice a little carp on fly. But at the moment, I'll just give that a quick snip. Just like that. Pop that one there in the box again. And I'll whack this one on here. Now this little fly here caught me my first carp on fly. It was pretty awesome to watch. I just saw a school of carp just come up. And they were just swimming in the shallows. And I had this little fly tied on. And I popped it right in front of this fish's nose. And all of a sudden he just came out and whacked it. It was so awesome to see, and I just managed to land him. It's a pretty sketchy fight, I must admit, but it was all worth it. I'll play the footage now for you. Well guys, I'm currently hooked up to my first carp on fly. There he is there, just in the water. I don't know how well it's going to pick it up, but I'm going to try and land him. I just threw it right in front of his face. He came just to the shallows here and he just absolutely slurped it up. A bit awkward with one hand, but that's all right. Chuck the GoPro on and see if I can get him. All right, here we are back into it. I'm gonna grab my net and try and land him. All right, got my trusty net. The carp's hooked up. I've got to walk all the way around this railing system. Try and pop this net open here. All right, here we are. I got 4-pound tapered leader, so I've got to go really lightly on this fish here. I've got to use this rod. Oh, look at that! There's a school of 4 carp right there. Oh my god, there's a school of 4 carp. They're just following that hooked fish I've got here. Oh, here's a nice fish. There's literally fish following this fish here that's hooked. What? And they're like double the size. Look at that. Are you serious? They're not even spooked. That's actually crazy. I must admit, the Torrens is always surprising me. Like, as I was coming over here, I literally saw a catfish on the surface in amongst all the carp. That's crazy, isn't it? All right, let's focus on landing this fish here. All right, come back over here, come back. Come on, come on. God, he just doesn't want to give up, does he? If I can just get him over there, I should be able to jump down and land him. All right, I think I've got him now. I'm just moving him slowly. Oh, that actually is pretty sketchy, I must admit. I'm gonna have to like hold onto this railing with a net, with a fish in one hand. Here we are. All right, I've got to somehow get down here. Whoa, that is really steep. There he is, just there, hey? Well, this is really sketchy. I was literally fighting it sitting down because I don't want to stand up. I don't want to go in today. Alrighty, there's that fish there. It's just slowly tiring out. It's actually a big fish. Decent size, hey? Just took that little nymphs on the drop, hey? Nice, I'm really happy with that. That's my first carp and fly. I got him, yes. Yes, I got him. All right, let's get him back up onto the deck. Give you guys a look. Well guys, there's that fish there. I'm so stoked with this fish here. My first ever fish on fly. Happened to be a big carp, I'm not complaining. He just went for an absolutely awesome run when I hooked him down at the bridge there. And I honestly thought I'd lost in that first initial run, just went straight past that bridge pylon, rubbed me against it, but somehow managed to land him. And landing him was a bit of a bit of a task, I dare say. Had to get down underneath that bridge and try and sweep him up, but I managed to get him. And you know what? That's the main thing. I'm so stoked with that fish, hey. Nice fish as well for a first fish on fly. Alrighty, there's that little fly tied on there. Let's just wind up this and we'll get it back out there, hey. Well guys, unfortunately the sun's just starting to set behind me. I haven't been able to see any more carp on the surface. I've missed quite a few takes, fish just coming up to it and just sucking in the flight and then spitting it back out. But you know, that's fishing for you. It's all a little bit of a learning curve, but anyway, I'm gonna see if I can trek further downstream, see if I can see a few more carp on the surface, and I will be heading out tomorrow afternoon and hopefully I can get onto a fish then, if not tonight. So fingers crossed, I'll see if I can see a few, but stay tuned. Well guys, I've finally hooked up to a fish. I just saw a shoal of fish just cruising about and, oh that does not sound good. And all of a sudden, this fish here just came and just smashed that piece of bread I had. There he is there, just cruising along. Oh, there's like 3 other fish cruising with him. No way, how's that? I'll get down there and land him. This is a solid fish too. You can probably see those reeds just on my line there. As soon as I hooked him, he went for a crazy run right into those snags just over there. But I just managed to turn his head somehow on 4-pound leader and hook him. And all I'm doing is just applying that constant pressure. Oh yeah. Such a nice fish too. Whoa. He's not given up yet. He's not given up just yet. Alright, I'm just walking backwards with him. As you can see, it goes quite shallow all through up here. So I just want to slowly walk him into this shallower part and then try and land him. There he is, just there. Solid fish. Sight casting carp. How cool is that? All you need is a small hook and a little piece of unweighted bread. Alright, I'm just going to jump down there and land this fish here. And hopefully we can give you guys a better look at her. Well guys, there's that fish there. What an absolute horse. I underestimated the size of this fish when I first hooked him. But look at that little hook just in the corner of his mouth there. Absolute stonker for the Torrens. Especially in the summer as well.